The guard's hand gripped the frail man's shoulder, shoving him toward the museum's heavy oak doors. "I told you, sir. You don't belong here. These exhibits are for real soldiers." The old man didn't resist. His trembling hand clutched. The edge of his worn-out cap, the golden eagle insignia faded, the fabric frayed from years of reverent touch. Around them, visitors averted their eyes. Some watched, some whispered, but none stepped forward. If silent agreement echoed through the grand halls that this man, this ghost of a soldier, was out of place. Outside, the cold bit into his skin. His shoes, scuffed and thinning, shuffled against the concrete as he lowered himself onto the bench just outside the entrance. His lips pressed into a thin line, absorbing the sting of humiliation. He didn't argue. He didn't plead. His silence spoke louder than 1,000 words. Inside, behind the glass displays, medals gleamed beneath polished lights. Stories of valor, of battles won, of heroes remembered. And yet, the man who had worn those medals was deemed unworthy to stand among them. His name was Walter Reed, a name forgotten by time, but once carried on the wind like a banner across foreign battlefields. Walter had enlisted when he was barely 17, lying about his age to join the fight in Vietnam. The smell of damp jungle soil, the metallic tang of blood, the deafening roar of helicopters overhead. These were the memories that shaped him. He carried comrades on his back through sniper fire. He endured nights waist-deep in rice paddies. Feeling leeches slide over his skin while mortars rained in the distance, he survived when others didn't. And perhaps that was his heaviest burden. After the war, the parades faded. The uniforms were folded away. The country moved on, but Walter never did. His medals, though genuine, sat in a dusty box beneath his bed. He had stopped wearing them long ago, uncomfortable with the attention they brought. Instead, he wore only his cap, a quiet symbol known mostly to those who had served. Now, at 79, Walter had come to the Army Museum not to be recognized, but to visit the newly unveiled memorial, a tribute to the very battalion he had bled for. But the young guard had seen only his tattered coat, his weathered face, and his shuffling gait. He'd seen an old man, not a soldier. Rules are rules. The guard had said, "No military ID. No entry to restricted halls." If Walter's life needed further proof. People passed him now, some with curiosity, others with disinterest. His breathing was steady, his eyes tracing the intricate stitching of his cap. In his silence, there was no anger, only a familiar ache. Then, from down the walkway, boots approached in unison. Heavy, purposeful, disciplined. 6 men, their postures sharp, their movements precise. Their uniforms bore the unmistakable patches of the Navy SEALs. They did not speak to the guard. They did not request permission. They simply walked past the stunned security, their gazes locked onto the old man on the bench. Without a word, they stopped before him, the tallest among them, a man with silver at his temples, bent down and extended. His hand, his voice was calm, but his words carried the weight of steel. "Sir, we've been looking for you. It's time." Walter's hand, slow but steady, rose to meet his. The SEAL helped him to his feet, then stepped back and raised his hand in salute. One by one, the others followed, their faces solemn, their respect undeniable. Visitors paused. Whispers rippled through the crowd. The guard, frozen in place, could only watch as the SEALs formed a silent procession around Walter, escorting him past the very doors that had just been closed to him. And no one dared to question them. Inside the museum's Hall of Valor, the SEALs flanked Walter as he approached the memorial. Etched into the black granite were the names of the men from his battalion, his brothers, his losses, his memories made stone. He removed his cap, pressing it gently to his chest. The tears slipped down his weathered cheek, not from pain, but from the weight of remembrance. One of the SEALs finally broke the silence. "Sir, men like us stand on the shoulders of men like you." Walter's voice, quiet but steady, finally found its place. "I never needed anyone to remember me. I just needed someone to remember them." And in that hall, surrounded by strangers who now stood in humbled silence, Walter's quiet dignity reclaimed its rightful place. Sometimes, the loudest victories are the ones won without a word. Sometimes, respect doesn't need to be demanded, it needs to be demonstrated. And sometimes, It takes the weight of silent heroes to remind the world who paved the way. To all watching. Remember this. When you see someone who seems small, forgotten, or out of place, look closer. You may just be in the presence of a giant. If this story touched you, share where you're watching from and leave your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe for more stories that honor the silent, the brave, and the unseen.